Y'all hear it? All right. So we're starting on lesson, chapter 4, lesson 3. We're going to look at creating compound paths and special effects with compound paths for lesson 3. And then for lesson 4, we're going to work on the Pathfinder panel. We'll have a lot more Pathfinder work than we will compound paths. This is going to be a fairly difficult lesson. One of the keys to doing this correctly is making sure that you're clicking on whatever I tell you to click on, using the right selection tool, direct selection, etc. So, starting on page 4-20, you should have already opened 4-7 and saved it as simple compound. Okay, it tells us to cut the circle in the middle of the illustration, then undo the cut. Basically, they just want you to see that, hey, this is just a circle over the top of this. It looks similar to a flag for maybe a boat, the USS Minnow. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the red background object and change its fill to ocean blue gradient on the swatches panel. So select this background, open your swatches panel, and select ocean blue. That is what it should look like if you did it right. Now we have a red circle on top that does not work. Now, what some students tried to do last class period is they tried to just turn this red circle ocean blue. But the problem with that is that you got a gradient. This color right here is not the same color as this color right here, especially if it was on a grander scale. So that is not the way to do it. See, it's just not. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to, I'm going to turn that back red just so that you can see what it is that we're doing. We are going to select both the white life preserver and the circle, the red circle, life preserver and the red circle in the center. So shift click both of those. We're going to go up to Object, Compound Path, Make. And what it does is it creates a hole where that red circle was. And you'll notice that right here, it doesn't start out with the bright blue as it does over here. And it doesn't end with the darkest color. It just acts as, if you move your current life little, what is that thing? Life preserver, you move it, then it acts as a window to see underneath. I will be coming around to make sure this is a compound path and that you have not just changed the color of the circle. I will ask you to pull your life preserver up to the top right, just like this. So if you want to leave it like that, leave it open, that's perfectly fine. We are moving on to Illustrator 4-8. So click 4-8 open. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to create special effects. We're going to do a lot of different cool stuff with the circle. We're going to select all. So that how do you select all?
Control A.
Control A. And then the light blue square behind all of this is not part of the design, so it is locked. So it's not selected. Click Object, and you would want to lock everything that's not going to be part of a compound path. Object, Compound Path, Make, and what it does is it takes these yellow circles and it changes them to be like a window to see through. Then you're going to deselect everything. Click over here. If you don't deselect everything, it is going to mess you up. Deselect it all, and then click A, which is the direct selection tool. you're going to click on the outside edge, and you're going to see the big circle. You're going to see this these handles come up. Don't do anything with that. Click in the center of the circle. You've got to click right on the center, and it selects the outside path. Now, if you see lots of anchor points on these center ones, you have not selected correctly, and you need to go back and select it correctly. Okay? That is the biggest mistake that anybody made last class period, is not selecting it correctly. All right, so what happens if you don't select it correctly and you didn't catch that? You're going to go to Scale, double-click Scale, and you are going to uniformly change it by 50%, which is changing the outside path. Let me show you what it does. I'm going to click Preview. It changes the outside path to watch. This outside line comes in and goes in between all of these circles. Now, you still have the inside circle chosen. You don't do anything else except for scale it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the inverse of whatever it was that we had selected. So right now we have that inside circle selected. We're going to go up to Select. You're going to go to Inverse. Select Inverse. And what that does is it selects all the little tiny little bitty circles, and we're going to blow those up, make them bigger. Go to Object, Transform, Transform Each, and you can scale. This is a totally cool place to know where to be. You're going to scale them all by 225% horizontally and vertically, and then you're going to click OK. And then they look sort of like a star, almost. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to click off of that with the V selection tool. We're going to click this inner circle with the A tool. Direct selection, click the inside, and then click the inside circle. I think I may have done that wrong. All right, direct selection, and then we are going to size. Scale it to 120. You do have to click the inside circle. Okay, you click the outside right here to select this path, but to select the entire circle, you click the inside center. And then you go to Scale, and you go to 120, and it makes it bigger, the inside circle bigger. But what we want to do is we want to do that again. So Control D and Control D, and then it looks almost like a sand dollar. Okay, Control D is what? Do it again or transform again. All right, that's all for that. We're moving along to the Pathfinder tool. Before we start the Pathfinder tool, y'all may, while I'm talking about this, y'all may talk to each other if you need a little bit of help, quietly, whispering. But I'm going to lecture on this. So to open your Pathfinder tool, and I suggest everybody listen closely, because we're going to do a lot with the Pathfinder tool. To open the Pathfinder tool, you go up to Window and make sure there's a check next to Pathfinder. Okay? You'll see Pathfinder on there, you'll see a line, and you'll see Transform. There are all sorts of things you can do here. So click on Pathfinder, and we're going to be working with this for the next little bit. So the first thing I did was draw two objects. There's no filter, no nothing going on. So what would happen if you click some of these shapes over here? Most of them are in order. So this first one is Unite. This is Unite over here. And it's going to unite these two objects and change it the color of the top object. So when you are doing this, you might have to rearrange things a good bit. This is minus front. So this purple one is obviously in front or on top. So that's when Control F and Control B really matter when you're copying and pasting. Minus the front is going to be right here. And what's the craziest thing is minus the back is down here. It's nuts. They're not even close to each other, and it seems like they should be. Minus front, minus back. All right, then the next one is intersect, while they intersect. And it's just a little diamond that's where both of them intersect. Or you can exclude everything but the center where they come in contact. And notice that it's changing them purple, all right? All but minus front is changed purple. Now, if you look up here at divide, they divide it, and you're able to pull them apart, okay? And trim. Now, it doesn't automatically put this space in there. You have to pull them apart, but divide divides everything, and it changes the overlapping portion to purple. Trim. Now, think about this. If you had a circle and you put a square right in the front, sort of like this, what shape is it going to make? Circle with a square out of it. Anybody? Come on. Somebody's got to see it. You got a circle right here. Just pretend there's a circle. And then you put a square over it to trim it. Sort of like this one, minus the front. You put a square over there. Circle with square.
Heart.
It's going to not look like a heart. It's going to look like a
Diamond. There is diamond.
Does anybody know? Let me try it just to show y'all. All right, let's get a circle. Huh? What? Yes! Good job. Look, Zach won. All right, watch this. Rectangle. All right, we got to rotate it. I'm trying to get y'all to have a little more time to finish whatever it was you were. Oops. Ah. Yeah, it was like I didn't have it selected or something. It's 45. Ah, there we go. I need to go back to geometry. All right, so now we're going to just keep the front. So shift click both of these, and we're just going to, keep minus the front. Look! I just made Pac-Man so super easy with Pathfinders. All right, so the next thing, you got trim here and you got merge. You got crop and you got outlines. It's just going to keep the outlines of those things. And minus back. So I don't know why you would do that, and I'll just delete this, but whatever. Delete the shape in the back. But all right, so now we're going to get started on 4-9. So open up 4-9. They've already drawn some of the shapes for you. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that Pathfinder is open. So go to Window and make sure you click on Pathfinder, and this is the Pathfinder window over here. Okay, select both circles, and we are going to shift click both of them, and we're going to unite them, which is the very first. Okay, It does away with the lines that overlap in the middle. Move the diamond shape up so that it overlaps the united like this. And make sure you got it kind of symmetrical. You're going to want to kind of pull it down to where your anchor points are at either side. I just moved the diamond up. I united these two circles. I moved the diamond up. And now this is something that y'all haven't learned how to do, but this is something you're going to learn to do today. Over here on the pen tool where you see P, there is a drop-down menu that says P minus, plus, minus, and Shift C. What we're going to do is we're going to delete an anchor point, okay? So the shortcut key is just minus. And you're going to come up here and you're going to touch that anchor point. And since in a square there are only 4 anchor points, what do you think it's going to make it?
4. It's going to make a heart.
It's going to make a triangle when you delete this anchor point.
Wow.
There you go. And then it looks like a heart. All right, we're on number 6. You're going to select all, which is Control, what? Control A, press Alt. And then click Unite. And it unites it. Alt, Unite. All right, then it says deselect all. Shh. Click V and deselect all. This is what you should look like. All right, remove the black stroke and apply a red fill to the new object. So we're going to select our object. We're going to remove the black stroke and choose a beautiful red to fill our heart. Draw a triangle to cover the hole in the heart and then fill it with black. So you just need a rectangle. Just draw one out. Fill it with black. All right, so yours should look like mine right now.
Does it matter what size?
No. Select all. So what is select all?
Control A.
Control A. Make sure you deselect all and then Control A to select all. And then you press Alt Unite. And what does it do? It did. Now they're united. Look at a heart united. Okay, the next thing is we're going to double click the scale tool and apply a non-uniform scale. So double click scale and we're going to go non-uniform. It's going to be 90 for horizontal, I suppose. Hold on. Let me read my book. Yes, 90% horizontal and vertical. We're going to do 100. Make sure that it doesn't say 120 and then click OK. Do remember that I'm recording your precious voices singing. Yes, I am.
Hey, I'm Wallace. How you doing?
Shh. All right. So then it tells us to select all and then to hide it. So go to Object, Hide, Selection. We're going to start building another shape. It tells us to get our square. Click your artboard and it needs to be 1.5. And by the way, square is M and you can just click your board. 1.5 by 1.5. It's going to be symmetrical. And we're gonna want a black fill, no fill, black stroke. Move it to about the middle. We're gonna get a circle, which would be L for ellipse. Click the artboard, and you want it to be 1.75 width, 1.75 width, and 1.75 height. Click OK. You're going to move your circle up to where your circle at the bottom covers the circle on the side. I don't know if y'all can kind of see that, where your circle meets the square. All right, we're going to reflect this so that we can get it on both sides, because what we're going to end up doing is cutting this out to make this a cool little shape, the inside of it. All right, so click on the reflect tool, which would be O, and we're going to do what we did in last class period. And how do we set an anchor point?
You have to click object and gradient.
Alt click the center, alt click, and we are going to vertically copy, click copy, and it symmetrically puts circle right where you need it to. Okay? All right, we're going to select all, Control A, and we are going to only keep where they keep the exclude. I lied, I think. Hold on, let me look at Okay, we're going to minus front. Yeah. Select all of them, and we're going to click minus front. And that is what your object should look like. We're going to fill it with black. Your object should be black. I'm going to put no stroke. And then you're going to unhide object, show all. Click V and position this fabulous little thing down here at the bottom. Oh, we got to rotate our heart. So rotate by, I think it's 180. Does anybody remember? How about I just look at it and see if it looks right? There it is, 180. All right, click V, pull it down to where it is about right there. Oh, pull it down a little more so that it covers up the heart just at the very bottom. There we go. Now we're gonna select these two objects, and we are going to Alt Unite. And they are all one unit, all one object. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to apply the intercept shape mode. Everybody click the star tool. Am I going too fast?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll come help you in a minute. All right, the radius.
I just need to know how to unite it.
Oh, okay. So you select all, click V, and select everything you got on there, and then press Alt Unite. Unite is on the Pathfinder.
I got it.
Okay. If you don't press Alt, then it doesn't work. Oh, mine looks like junk. Look, if you zoom in real close, I didn't get mine close enough, and I got a little. Y'all see that? Uh-oh.
Mine's messing up. Mine's not united.
Okay, I'll help you in just a minute. All All right, so we got a star going on. We got to create a star, and the radius is, I'll come help fix y'all stuff in a minute. 1 in the radius and 3 in the radius 2 text box with 5 points. Click OK. We're going to change it to yellow, not the stroke, but the fill. Yellow. Click V and move it over your, is it a spade? I think it's about like that. Make sure you center it on the bottom. See where there's the same amount over here as over here. Center it. We don't need to have a stroke. Shh. All right. Shh. We're going to select both objects. And then we're going to use the align panel to align them in the center. Did y'all's align? See, look, watch this. Shift click. They're obviously not aligned at this point, right? Oh, let me control all. All right, they're not aligned, and then I aligned them. Bam. By center point. Uh-oh. I think we're supposed to have more than, oh, we're supposed to have 8. Delete your star. Oh, I just deleted everything. I was supposed to have 8. Sorry. I was just giving y'all a little more time to. Eight points. Shh. All right, align center. I knew mine was looking a little, something's wrong with it. All right, so I aligned it vertically and horizontally, and mine looks like the picture. So I think I want to move this down a little bit. All right. Copy the black spade and paste in front. So select your spade, copy, paste in front. Copy, paste in front. All right, now you're going to press and hold shift and click the star. And go to click the intersect shape mode button, which is, you're only going to keep on the Pathfinder where it intersects. This one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too.
I'm gonna try that one more time. Right click, copy. Actually, I'm just gonna copy. Control copy, control paste in front. Press and hold shift, then click to add the star to the selection. Click the intersection button. It's not making me happy. There we go. I had to press Alt, and in the book it doesn't say press Alt, so I'm going to make a note of that. That it says Alt?
Yeah, that it doesn't say Alt.
Okay. You have to make sure you press Alt plus the intersection button. All right. So from what I have gathered from all of this, you guys need to make sure that you press Alt when you have a shape that is filled. But it appears as though if you have a stroke, you don't have to do that. Okay? Go ahead and flip over. Let's open 4-10. Yes? Okay, I'll come around and help you in just a few minutes, okay? We're going to try to get through these. Just leave it open. Save your work, leave it open, and we will be there in just a moment, okay? All right, what we're going to do next is 4-10. You're going to select the red line and double-click the rotate tool. Okay, it says to select the red line and double-click the rotate tool. Click the line, double-click rotate. We want it to rotate 30 degrees and click copy. You need to press Control D to do that again 4 times. Click Select All, which is Control A, and click the Divide button on the Pathfinder panel. All right, so I divided all of them. The blue star is divided into 12 separate objects. Deselect. Use the direct selection tool. You got to click V, guys, to deselect. V. Then click on your artboard. Click A. It says select the left half of the top point. That would be that. Press Shift and select every other object for a total of 6 objects. So, Shift, 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 and Shift. They want you to change that color to an orange feel. It appears as though something didn't work right. What I did not do was rotate by I messed up by not rotating 30 degrees enough. V, select, align, and I've got to rotate. So when you mess up, you get to fix things. Yeah. So you need to go back and select one of these lines and rotate it 30 degrees. I left one of them out. You may not have.
Can you wait?
Uh-huh.
Oh, crap.
I'll come up there and fix it in just a minute. Control A, divide. Click V so that you can deselect all of it. And select direct selection. Shift click every other one. Change it orange. And then every other one is supposed to be yellow. I kind of like the orange and blue. Whoop, whoop. Just saying, War Eagle.
If you want to fight, we can take this outside.
All right, so you shift click those. You could have, when you finished selecting all of the orange ones, what could you might have done to make this a faster process? Select what? If we had all of these selected, shift clicked at all these, what might we have done to make it faster? Anybody? All right, I'm gonna turn it a different color. I'm gonna turn it red. And then watch this. Shh. Since nobody can answer my question, you go to select inverse. It selects the other ones, and then you can change them all at once. Red and green. Much faster to select the inverse. Because what are y'all?
Power users.
Thank you. Woo! All right. The next shh, let's simmer down. 4-11.
Can you come here first?
Yeah.
After I finish the lecture, I will come there and help individually everyone that has having issues. All right, open 4-11.
Open us up this time.
Okay. I'll try not to. Click view on the menu bar. View and then click yellow. Shh. Select the 2 yellow circles, press Alt and exclude button. So you're going to select both of those. Not with A selected. You are going to select it with V. Select the 2. You're going to press Alt and then exclude, which is this one on the Pathfinder tool. Okay. All right, and then you are going to deselect them and move them, change the shape so that it looks kind of like that. You have to use the direct selection tool. A is direct selection. All right, now we're going to go to view green. You're going to select with V the 2 green circles. Select the green from, let's see, hold on, press Alt and then the intersect. Alt, intersect. And then you have a little guy that looks like that. Okay, deselect it and press A. And you can move these shapes around so that it looks different. See, look. Isn't that awesome? It looks like a little lime. All right, that is the end. Oh, we got one more. Open 4-12. Shh, guys, there's too much talking. 4-12. All right, this one is a little more challenging. I like challenges too. Save it as compound shape effects. You're going to press select all, Control A. And then you are going to click Alt and exclude. Alt, exclude. You select all, Control A, and then press Alt, exclude. You deselect all and click the direct selection tool, which would be what? V. Select the 3 squares and move them to the right. Here's a square. You have to make sure that you, well, I'm moving one at a time. All right, there you go. Now we're going to drag and drop a copy of the 3 squares. Shift click all 3 squares. How do we drag and drop? Oops, I only had 2. Shift click. Shift click all 3 of the squares, and then we are going to Alt, drag, and drop them right there. Scale each circle 150% using the transform each command. So we're going to click the outside circles. Okay, go up to the, I don't think I got that last circle. All right, go up to, and this is the difficult part, is you have to select the outside edge and then click the center while you're holding shift. Outside edge, center, while you continue to hold shift to select all 3 of the circles, and then you are going to scale by what, 120? 120. Actually, no, it was 150. All right, 150. Scale the center circle to 200. So that means you got to deselect all of that and select just the center circle with A, direct selection tool. Click the outside and then the inside center to select just that one. And we're going to scale it to 200%. And then it says to bring it to the front. It's already selected. Click arrange, bring to front. And then we're going to use it as a clipping, as a compound path. Alt. Give me just a second. I'll be done. Ah, there we go. Alt intersect. all intersect, and then we're done. All right. Yeah, I'll go back in just a second. All right, so that finishes up lesson 3. I want to go back through them real quick. 3 and 4.
The one we just did.
We did 3 and 4. Lesson 3 and 4 in chapter 4. We did, the first one we did was, must have closed it out. Was the, that at USS Minnow, where we changed the gradient and used it as the whole to see the flag in the back. And then we did this one that looks like a sand dollar. Rearranging the side, going to select. What we learned on that is select inverse. And then we did do it again, selecting the outside edge by clicking the center. Then we moved on to the heart, the spade one, where we created the heart out of multiple shapes, created this bottom out of 2 circles and a square, and then we copied and pasted in front this black one and used it as a compound path. And we had to be reminded on number 7 on page 429 that this is supposed to be alt, intersect shape mode. We moved on to 410, which was the star, to make sure you rotate that enough times. And then this one is just working with shapes. And last but not least, doing lots to the triangles and circles. All right. That is the end of my lecture. If you need to go back and look at it, you're welcome to. I'll post it online.